Hello, everyone. My name is Ellie Moy, and thank you for being here today. This presentation will focus on leadership, collaboration, advocacy, and evidence-based practices that improve outcomes for students with autism spectrum disorder. Throughout the session, we will discuss strategies that support communication, behavior inclusion, transition planning, and interdisciplinary teamwork. The title of my presentation is Building Strong Teams, Collaborative Leadership and Advocacy for Students with Autism Spectrum Disorder. First, let's talk about the purpose of this session. The purpose of this session is to strengthen collaboration among educators, paraprofessionals, therapists, admins, families, and community organizations. We will focus on evidence-based practices and leadership strategies that improve consistency and student success across environments. Before discussing solutions, it is important to first understand the needs identified through observations and staff feedback. Several needs were identified through observations and survey data. Staff expressed concerns about inconsistency across classrooms, especially related to communication, supports, and visual systems. Some classrooms implemented supports consistently while others did not, which hugely affected student transitions and engagement. One classroom example is a classroom would consistently use visual schedules while another classroom rarely implemented them, which then create confusion during transitions. Let's talk about why collaboration matters. Collaboration directly impacts student success. When staff members work together consistently, students experience more predictable and supportive learning environments. Collaboration also improves communication among stakeholders, strengthen implementation of IEP goals, and behavioral supports. I always say this, I learn best when I communicate with my coworkers. Other than just reading an article or a textbook, I have learned more from collaborating and interacting with my peers and coworkers. One major factor connected to collaboration is consistency across educational environments. I would like to ask a question. If students are expected to follow different expectations in every classroom, are we supporting success or creating confusion? Now, this question encourages us to think about how inconsistency affects students with ASD. Many students benefit from predictable routines and expectations. We know that. Consistencies across classrooms, will help reduce frustration, anxiety, and behavioral challenges. Evidence-based practices are strategies supported by research that improve outcomes for students with ASD. These supports help increase engagement, communication, independence, and behavior regulation. One classroom example that I have is a student who really struggled during transition, improved participation after using visual schedules, and first then boards were consistently implemented. Here I have included two examples. The first one is first then board, and the next one is a token board where a student can earn 5 stickers and then earn a reward at the end. Data-based decision-making. Data collection helps team identify patterns, monitor progress, and make informed instructional decisions. Reviewing data consistently improves intervention effectiveness and supports collaborative problem solving. One thing I would like to add is I always like to say that data equals evidence. In addition to academics and behavior, communication supports are another critical area for students with ASD. Here I have provided two examples. The first one is a behavior chart. It's a simple one. And the next one is an ABC behavior chart. Let's talk about AAC and communication supports. AAC systems should be implemented consistently across environments. It could be a classroom, hallway, cafeteria, recess, and specials. Students benefit when communication opportunities are embedded throughout the day and supported by all team members. One classroom example that I have is a student increased communication attempts when staff consistently modeled AAC responses across settings. Let's talk about PBIS and ASD supports. PBIS, positive behavior supports. Strategies should be individualized to support students with ASD. Structured transitions, reinforcement systems, and sensory supports help prevent escalation and improve self-regulation. Two examples that I have provided among many other things are the behavior star chart, and another one, my favorite, is using a calm corner where students can go and regulate their emotions and just take a deep breath. Next is collaboration strategies. I always like to say collaboration equals communication, communication, and communication. Strong communication systems improve consistency and teamwork. Regular collaboration allows staff to share strategies, monitor progress, and problem solve together. I would like to read the slide real quick. Building collaboration teams. Daily communication, very important. Shared communication logs, team meetings. Team meetings would be where you share data and you look at the data together. And family communication systems, and you might share something that you know about this family or another family, and share instructional planning. This one is one of my favorites. If a coworker knows something that works with her kids, I would like to take that ideas and use it in my classroom with my kids as well. Next is professional learning and coaching. Supporting staff growth, professional learning communities, instructional coaching, behavioral skills training, observation and feedback, ongoing staff support. Now, research supports ongoing coaching and collaboration rather than one-time professional development. Staff hugely benefit from modeling, feedback, and guided practice and collaborative support. I always like to remember that teachers always need to learn every day. We learn, we get better by learning. Here are some current trends in ASD support. Student-led IEPs, self-advocacy instruction, peer-mediated interventions, inclusive extracurricular activities, coaching-based implementation. The current trends focus on really increasing independence, inclusion, and student voice, which are very important, especially for our students with ASD. Now, students with ASD benefit from opportunities to build communication, leadership, and social skills across environments. Transition planning. Transition planning is a very important part of supporting students with ASD as they prepare for adulthood. Transition supports may include career exploration, employment preparation, independent living instruction, and post-secondary planning. Collaboration with families and community organizations helps students access resources and opportunities that support long-term success and independence. We don't really talk about connecting with community organizations, but they are very important. This is how we help our students connect with what they want to do. Community advocacy helps increase opportunities and support systems for students with ASD and their families. Parent workshops, which are very important, and resource sharing events help families access services and information, especially if we have lots of families with who do not speak English. These are very great opportunities to tell them. Employer awareness training, very important too, increases understanding and inclusion in workplace settings. Partnership with community organizations, improve access to recreation, employment, and independent living supports for students with ASD. Community organization connection is very important, especially if you have a lot of families who do not speak English. They might they might not be able to go online to search for an organization right next to them. This would be a good opportunity to connect their organizations with their families as well. My autism action research project focused on enhancing danger awareness and safety skills for students with ASD. Evidence-based practices such as visual supports, social stories, role-play instruction, video modeling, and behavior skills training were used to improve students' understanding of safe and unsafe situations. Students demonstrated the result that I saw from the project was that students demonstrated increased engagement, communication, and independence throughout the intervention process. I would like to share a leadership reflection. This project and professional development experience truly reinforce the importance of collaboration, consistency, advocacy, and family involvement. I learned that leadership involves supporting not only students, but also staff members. We often forget that just because we already become teachers, we do not need to learn anymore. That is untrue. We also need to be trained all the time since there are trends happening each year. And it's also important to support families and community partnerships and have community partnerships. Advocacy helps create inclusive opportunities and stronger support systems for students with ASD. Professional growth and leadership development are ongoing processes that continue throughout an educator's career. Here are some of the expected outcomes. The expectation outcomes of strong collaboration and advocacy include improved consistency in evidence-based practices, increased staff confidence, stronger communication systems, and improved family involvement. Students with ASD benefit from predictable environments, communication supports, and collaborative educational teams. These outcomes support long-term student success, independence, and inclusion. I would like to read a sentence or a statement. Students with autism are most successful when educators, families, therapists, administrators, and community organizations work together consistently. Thank you for attending today's presentation. Collaboration, advocacy, and evidence-based practices are essential for improving outcomes for students with ASD. Through teamwork and leadership, we can create more supportive and inclusive environments for all students, including students with autism spectrum disorder. Thank you very much.